Thanks for checking out our channel here. This is going to be a repair video on a older style Zareba 50-mile unit. It's called the A50LIL. This is a 2011 model based on the first two digits. It's the old wide black case unit. The newer ones are about this big. The older ones were this big. They share the same case as the 100-mile and the 200-mile units back then. But the new ones are a lot more compact in size and case. Parts are similar but different than the newer ones, but we're going to hopefully be able to get this one going. I don't know what's wrong with it, so we're going to have to tear into it and see what's wrong. If you got a fence charger, whether it's this model, 100 miles, Zareba, or any other brand model, I don't care what it is, you know, hit us up. Our information is down below in the description area. I usually have a little card I'll show you, but it's just a magnet with my name and address on there. I don't know where the hell I put it there. I've got more in the garage where we pack and ship stuff out, but I don't have one sitting right here. So, but it's fencerfixer.com. That's our website. Fencer and Fixer, they'll spell the F as in Frank. So let's get some of the crud out of these holes here. They've got their recessed holes on 6 of these holes here, and bugs and crap like to go in there, make their home. Nice dark hidey hole for them to be in. This one's got a lot of crap in it. Now I usually don't plug these. I usually don't plug any unit in, really. I just take them apart, start on them. I mean, here for a reason. I mean, sometimes the note will say, you know, what's wrong, but a lot of times they don't. It says doesn't work, which that can mean a lot of things. Come on. Now the test procedures on testing this will be very similar, not identical, to the newer 50-mile units. I'm going to get this right hand side off first. Little holes down here. Let's going to pry it on. Get this side off first. Oops. Well, the capacitor is popped loose from the. Usually it's bolted to the back of that case, but it's kind of laying loose inside there. Now this is a newer style, later style of their 50-mile unit. The older ones had a different board, or a different transformer setup, and a different board. It was a kind of a beige, white, tan colored board. That's the older original style that were around, and these are the later version. And then the new ones don't look nothing like this. So first thing I'll do is I'll check the capacitor first, and it's the easiest thing to check. We're going to unplug. Let's unplug both wires. You can usually unplug one. I do that because I don't want these yellow capacitor on there to give any kind of false reading to this one. This is a 15 microfarad capacitor. So we'll get our meter out, and we're going to put it over the capacitance, which is that little yellow symbol there. This is a Fluke 115. It's the meter that we use here. And not every meter, come on, focus. Not every meter has capacitance on there, but this little yellow symbol above my finger is a symbol for capacitance. It's not ohms, not diode, not continuity, none of that other stuff. It's capacitance. It's a totally different function than resistance. So there's no polarities. We'll go across. It should read 15, reading 12.6. So capacitor's a little weak. Might be able to probably use it, but we might add a second one of some sort, of some size, along with this one to take up the slack that this one's missing. I mean, it's only missing a little over 2 of this microfarad, but when it's only 15 to start with, 2 is quite a big percentage. Alright, next thing I want to do, I'll put the meter to ohms, and we're going to check the primary side of the transformer, which is the input side, which on this one's this black and red wire. There's no polarity. Ohms is that horseshoe symbol right there. Put on the, if your meter's not an auto range meter like this one, put it on the lowest ohm setting you got. and it should be between 0.1 and 1 ohm. 0.3. So primary is fine. So let's check. Now that that's the case, we'll take the board, we'll flip it over to the back side, look and see if anything looks burnt up on there. Nothing looks, some cobwebs on the board, but nothing looks burnt or out of place. Let's check these big diodes right there. There's 5 of them. These 5 big black things. We'll put the meter back in the diode setting, which is that little white symbol above my finger. The little, want the arrow deal on the triangle on there. Now diodes do have a kind of a polarity to them to test them. They come in different colors, black and white are usually normal colors. You have big ones like this one or little bitty ones like that. They're both diodes. This one handles more amperage and voltage. So I'll put a black lead on the stripe. You see a little white gray colored stripe on there. The red lead goes on the other side of the diode where there's no stripe. It should kind of beep and give us a number, but should not be a solid beep. So far they're good. We'll check this last one right here. Okay, all 4 or 5 of those diodes are good. So I do see some discoloration right there on the on this output board. So it's a possibility the lightning has burnt up. You kind of see this discoloration right here. So lightning is probably coming on here on the fence and ground side, and possibly messed up the. Oh yeah, you really see it burned up looking. See right there. So let's plug the capacitor back in. We'll plug it in. If this board is fine, primary is good. So what this thing should do, it should click and pulse. But we'll check the output, and it could be that we're just got hit by lightning over here, and it's probably not putting out very much. If that's the case, we need another transformer installed, or we can get rid of this board maybe and test right the transformer itself across the output secondary side and see if it's working. If it isn't, then that board's junk. We'll get rid of it, and that'll be the end of that one. Plugged in, turn the power strip on. Let's click in. Let's turn off for a second. Let's put our meter, put it across the terminals here. Put one right there, one right here. Should probably be around 6,000 to 7,000. 8,000. So this one's actually nothing wrong with it. We probably ought to clean this up though. Now, there's 2 things we could do. I think the customer's note said that they want to possibly make this one stronger. So it is technically working, but we can make this stronger. we have to do two things. The board will leave it alone. We put a bigger capacitor in there, but this transformer is only made for up to 2 joules. It goes all the way down to the half joule, so it goes half, 1 and 2 joule range. So if we go to a bigger capacitor, which we could bump it to probably a 4 or 5 joule range, but we have to put a different transformer in there because this one will handle it at the beginning, but give it a little time, it's going to blow and it'll burn the transformer up. So you got to see what our options are for this customer. Let me go see what kind of transformers and such I've got on hand right now, and then we'll go from there. Here's the capacitor that we're going to install. Probably put it on its side over here, and we'll probably glue it in place. Get some epoxy stuff out. Let me get my good old glue stuff here. This is good. I might as well dry it up. God dang. Well, not using that one. Let's take this epoxy. Put it right there. This is a quick set epoxy. It doesn't take very long for it to set up, and it's more like a gel. And then we'll put some right here in the corner. Stir it up. Put one more little bead right there. Alright, let the epoxy set up. So now this capacitor's probably got a charge built up on it. Discharge it. Alright, so now this capacitor's going to solder to that one. We'll cut these leads to, or cut the power cord out of the way. Cut some of it off. I don't need as much on there as it did before. Now we're going to tin the wires on the capacitor, or for the capacitor, and then we'll go over here, tin the leads on here. Alright, so now we need to get this transformer out of here. Let's unplug the primary side of the transformer first. We'll go here, we'll plug this stuff. This has got 3 wires on it. This transformer is technically still good, so I'm going to keep it for a spare for sure, because this is an okay transformer for the most part. You can see it says on there, oh, where are you? 0 to 2 joule. I've got a good spare transformer here. This is for like a 6 joule unit. We're going to install that one. We're not going to quite be the 6 joule range, but we'll be close. Probably be like 4, somewhere in that range. But this transformer we're going to install, we'll handle it. So we're going to take these green and red knobs off the front here. All right, now I need I need a socket with a take that board out. Probably keep that board. Still good. You know, it's burnt right there. It's fine on the back side. Just part of the trace is burnt up, but that's not a big deal. We'll keep these little sleeves here. We use the bolts. All right, so let's whoops, we'll take another transformer I could put in this thing. I'm trying to keep the cost down for the guys, so we're going to use this good spare 100-mile transformer. I think it came out with 200-mile. The 200-mile of this type takes 2 of them, and one was good, one was bad. This was the good one. See, it sits right down inside there like the 100 miles do. And then we'll take nuts, get them started back on there again. Put the little black thing like that. Get this board sit down like that again. Now I gotta just two tabs right here. We attach that one to that one, that one to that one. So I got some leftover black and red wire off the transformer, I believe. Yep, there we go. So we'll just use it. There's not a polarity, so it doesn't matter which one's black, which one's red. This is what they use. But there's not an actual polarity to it. So I think we can use the whole thing on that one. So we'll strip this one back. And then we'll get a couple of female spade connectors. Use the pink ones, red ones, whatever they are. This size wire. And then we'll crimp these on there. And this. Goes right there. I'll plug it on. Just push it down inside this little slot right there. And this one, I think we can cut off some of the excess we don't need. And we'll crimp on another one. Alright, so before we plug things back in, let's hook our meter up to the terminal bolts coming through the case. Alright, and then we'll plug it in. Why isn't it not pulsing? I wrote okay on the transformer, so I assumed it was good. Primer is good. Capacitor is wired on. Oh, there we go. Must not have had the power cord plugged in all the way. Getting over a little over 6,000 volts. Let's get this case put back together. So the left side goes on first. Now this, with that being a spare used transformer, we'll probably sell it to them for like a little bit less than half price. Can't put a full year and a half warranty on it because it is a used part, not a new part. One little mistake. We've got to chisel off some of this. because it's bumping right up against the capacitor. Not let me shut the lid on it. There. Okay. Screws back in it. Put this one in right there, put that one in right there. Come on. Alright, let's plug it back in. Let's take a screwdriver, we'll go across it and see what kind of pop we'll get out of the thing. Looks nice and healthy to me. Alright, well this one's done, ready to go. We'll move on to the next one and put this off the side, let it run. I kind of let that older used transformer kind of warm itself up, let it run for a little bit. So I'll probably plug it in today, let it run overnight, and tomorrow, most of tomorrow, see how things are going in the morning. But hopefully you like this stuff. If you got a unit you'd like us to work on, take a look at it for you, free quote. All information down below in the description area, fencerfixer.com, and it's our website. Until next time, see you guys later on.